Good morning. Howdy, howdy, howdy. I have no idea if I'm in an ad break or not because it told me it was done and then it jumped back and said, oh no, we still got 30 seconds to go. Arg. You're so frustrating, Twitch. So frustrating. Anyway. Oh, okay. You're going to be done this time? Okay, you claim you're done. Please be done. Anyway, good morning. Happy Wednesday. I'm your host, Lord Darkholder. With me, as always, is Misaki, who is currently wandering around, rubbing against my legs because she feels she did not get enough breakfast this morning. Of course, I beg to differ. She got plenty of breakfast. In fact, she got an extra treat this morning along with her sister because I gave them some churro since I was up and moving earlier than expected. Well, what are the plans for today? Well, we'll just chat away and monologue and whatever else. And we're going to be doing some model builder. And I'm going to say up front that I thought about changing the game this morning. And if we get into it and I run into any major bugs, I probably will. And the reason why I was debating changing it is not because I'm not into the concept. I am very much into the concept. But I was looking at the discussions for it because I saw that there was a DLC I didn't have, so I grabbed the DLC, which was free, and was curious about the discussions because I never looked at the discussions for Model Builder before. I went in there and looked, and it appears to be a wholly abandoned program, wholly abandoned game, which is why they released the DLC for free that caught my attention. I grabbed it. But it sounds like there are still lots of bugs, including one that stops you from being able to quit out in the middle of a complex model without losing all your progress, which would really suck and definitely not be indicative of real life. So I'm not certain that I'm big on that, but I thought we'd give it a shot anyway and go through it. And if we do run into issues or something, then we'll find another game out of my 2,000 plus game backlog to pick up with. But I thought it would be a nice mellow way to spend the day. I don't know if you could hear that. That was Misaki wanting more attention. Meanwhile, Miu just sits outside the door and stares at us like, what are you doing in there? What is it interesting? Should I join? What's going on? Let's see what else is shaking in the world right now. Whoops, hold on a second. Forgot that if I open the browser, it's going to open up on the wrong monitor. So I'm not going to react to game trailers per se. There are a couple I wanted to point out that I have an interest in. And just talk about them briefly if I can get it to load up what I want. And in the meantime, I will have a drink of my coffee. Because coffee good. Okay, so just for the sake of Lexi, for those who know, Sierra Lexi, who also does some streaming, is my daughter. And she was very excited. I took a day off yesterday. No internet, no screens. It's something I'm doing every Tuesday now because I find it's a nice way to decompress for a day. And I've never liked being always on, as it were, constantly accessible, constantly looking at social media, having to, well, not having to, but being in the mode of constantly watching TV as my form of relaxation. And so I've gone back to old school, and I'm taking Tuesdays entirely offline. And so no screens. I can leave my phone on as long as I use it as a phone and not as a screen, if that makes sense. I have a smartphone. But it's only allowed to be used if I'm making a call or receiving a call. I don't get to pick it up and use it for other stuff. I leave the PC shut off. I leave the console shut off. I leave the TV shut off. And I've recently gotten my CD collection back out and my 6-disc CD carousel and other stuff. And I'm old schooling it, completely old schooling it. So that, Idana, good morning, Idana. How are you, darling? Good morning from work. Can't say, but absolutely want to pop in and say, well, I'm glad you did. And I'm glad I happened to look over and see it. Because at the moment I've got, something covering up my normal chat window I look at. Yay, Idana. Let's see if I can do this. Will this work? Yay, it worked. You're happy now that you're eating your breakfast and your monster. Ooh, what kind of monster have you got? I used to be a monster fanatic. Well, monster Java fanatic. I've never been into the carbonated monsters, but the monster Javas aren't carbonated. Let's see here. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, so yeah, completely old school. Only CDs or vinyl to listen to. No TV, no screens. And it might sound like, well, you could watch TV old school, but in my case, if I turn on the TV, it's a streaming device that, I can go to YouTube and everything right away, and I'm not quite resistant enough yet to say I'll turn it on and I'll ignore those things. Instead, listen to music. I am working on hobbies. So I've gotten really back into being chefy lately, and I have to be careful because my urge is to bake and cook more than I should actually do because I'll overconsume. Morning, kiddo. You're going to like what I'm about to get into. The White Monster Zero. Again, that's a carbonated one, so I've never had that. I've only had the Java. Well, I shouldn't say never. I've had one carbonated monster, but I don't like carbonation. I tend to prefer, if I do monsters, the Irish cream Java monster. Anyway, back to yesterday, ADHD, I bounce all over the place. I apologize. But, so instead I'm working on cross stitch. I started a new cross stitch project yesterday, which I need to post pictures to the Discord. I, wasn't supposed to clean. I wasn't supposed to do anything that was like work, but I cleaned up my kitchen a bit because I was doing some cooking and I'm trying to sort out some cabinets and get some expired stuff out of the fridge, things like that. So I did a little bit of that. And then I baked brownies, which I'm sad to say did not last the day. And I'm going to regret that when I step on the scale in the next couple days. But I'm not going to pretend they weren't good. They were very good. You'll pop in later. Okay, Donna, enjoy work. Well, as much as one can enjoy work. And lots of love and hugs to you, too. And folks, if you get a chance, check out Idana. She tends to stream on Friday nights and Saturdays. And she's very chill, wonderful person. Known her for a long time now. So, go check her out. But so anyway, that was my day yesterday. Disconnected. It was very rejuvenating, even more than I expected. It was very rejuvenating, which frankly is part of the reason why I'm more alert and energetic now this morning than I expected, because I am notorious for being an insomniac, and I've been having issues since I had COVID about a month ago. I've been having issues since then of just crashing into a hard sleep and then waking up with migraines. And I had a better day with it when I kind of disconnected partially on Friday and just read for quite a while and then fell asleep. I didn't get much sleep. I only got about 3.5 hours, but I didn't have a migraine or anything. And then after disconnecting yesterday and doing all sorts of stuff and not being online, I actually slept very well for me. I was awake like twice during the night. I went to sleep at about 10:30, and I was awake twice, very briefly, just to go to the bathroom. and then go back to sleep. So I actually got more sleep than I usually get by a number of hours. Until this morning, feeling very good, feeling very energetic, mostly feeling focused. But since I do have my ADHD and I can't be medicated for it, I'll never have true focus. But anyway, so that was just yesterday, and now, as I said, let's talk about games a little bit. And I'm going to start off with it's wonderful that she showed up for this. I'm going to start off with a game that isn't near and dear to my heart at all, but I wanted to bring it up because, as I said, Sierra Lexi is my daughter, and when this game comes out, she will definitely be streaming it. In fact, she called me yesterday. Well, actually, she tried to FaceTime me, but since I wasn't doing screens, I called her back on the phone, and had to get the information. So let's see what she was all excited about that she had to call me. Kingdom Hearts 4. I haven't watched this trailer yet. Because again, it's not really my thing. I don't have anything against the game. I started playing the first one way back when. Not as soon as she did. For me, it was only like 6-7 years ago. Where she's been playing everything the whole time. And I liked it. It wasn't one that grabbed me enough to keep me going. I'd like to go back. I'd like to maybe play 3, because if I remember right, and Lexi can correct me since she's in the stream, I realize I need to move Firefox over here because I'm covering the chat. No one can see what's happening in chat. Lost my thought. But my understanding is that there's basically a here's what's happened before now movie on the game or in the disc or however you want to say it for Kingdom Hearts 3 that would bring me up to speed so I could just jump into Kingdom Hearts 3 and not have to play through 1.5 and 2.5 and everything in between. So I'm thinking I might do that just to get up to it. Yes, there's a recap movie. Yeah, that's what I thought. So let's take a look and see what Lexi's all excited about, shall we? What happens if I do this?
この世界の構造はとても複雑で、私たちが定義する光と闇を具現化したものは存在しなかった。でもそれを定義するものがこの世界に来たことで、この世界にも私たちの定義する闇が現れた。
Just me, or does Sora look less super deformed than he did in the other games? He looks less chibi. He's in a more realistic world. Well, I mean, Cloud and the Final Fantasy characters looked realistic, as much as the graphics allowed in the other games. It has to do with the end of 3. Okay, well, I guess I'll find out if I go around to play that. Maybe I'll prioritize getting to that. Yeah, hard to explain without spoilers. I can see that. Of course, isn't that kind of true of almost anything in the Kingdom Hearts universe at this point? How many games are there? Aren't there like 7 games between the main 3 so far and the spin-off handheld games? Kingdom Hearts is just confusing. Yes. So yeah, I mean, I think the trailer looks like it could be fun. It kind of depends to me upon how the combat works, and that's going to be the issue for me if I do play through 3. I thought the combat was okay in the first game, but it wasn't the type of combat that really thrills me. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'm a Souls-like player. That tends to be my favorite type of combat. But I do enjoy combat in other games. It's just that that's more what does it. You don't even know how many games there are. God dang it! I locked my Firefox screen. It's like 25, maybe 500. Could be. So yeah, that's got Lexi very excited. And if you want to watch someone who's a true super fan play that game, subscribe to her now and be ready for when it eventually comes. My guess, since they don't give a time, but that they're doing a teaser trailer in mid 2026, my guess is it's going to be mid to late 2028 before the game comes out. But we shall see. It's your second favorite? I thought it was your favorite. What's your favorite? I'm very curious. I know what my favorite is. Oh, Persona is your favorite? Yeah, I should have known that. I should have known that. We didn't quite get to that yesterday, but we talked about both series quite a bit. So let's see the Persona teaser while we're at it. I too love the Persona games. Well, that looked like a big cemetery. Well, looks like a big cemetery. Very crowded cemetery. Okay, so we got a creepy vibe, but frankly, 3 had a creepy vibe, so okay. I was like, are we going to get a logo here or anything? Okay. I mean, the creepy vibe works for me. It's definitely a tease because you're not really going to get anything out of that. I mean, we can expect the usual Persona gameplay, right? That's not going to change at all. But the aesthetic and vibes there are nicely spooky, and I can appreciate that. It tells us nothing but damn, it's got me excited. Let's face it, kiddo. They could have just put a P6 without anything else, and you would have been just as exciting, or just as excited. just the acknowledgement that P6 is coming would have had you very excited. Let's just be honest there. Let's see here. What else have we got? It's true. Yes, it is very true. On one hand, I'm looking forward to this. And on the other, well, I'll explain after the trailer. Pre-alpha footage. This is really loud. I should turn this down for you guys. They're a little less deafening.
やってくれたわね。大きな損失よ。こんな失態を見逃す会社ではないの。これは最後のチャンス。 Do you understand? Yes. I understand.
You look forward to watching other people play this one? I'm not certain because here's the thing. I love Alien and I love Aliens, the first two movies. I really didn't like anything after that. I love the aesthetic, the general aesthetic of the Aliens universe, which I felt like starting with Prometheus and all that, they mucked up. And I know that there will be Aliens fans who would be really annoyed with me for this, but Alien and Aliens weren't gore fests. They were built on suspense in the first movie. The suggestion of what was happening versus a lot of directness. And Aliens as an action film more than a direct horror film. It had a little more blood and stuff, but it still wasn't excessive by any means. And it kept the tension going. And it feels like increasingly after that, every film just became more and more about, well, how bloody and gory can we make it as opposed to making it truly suspenseful? It's like throwing jump scares in everywhere instead of actually, taking the time to write a real compelling environment and story to pull you in and keep the tension going. And so by the time we got to Romulus, I stopped watching. I actually realized I stopped watching after Prometheus, but at that point I didn't care anymore. To me, it's just cash-ins for blood, do blood and guts, and forget about trying to tell a decent story. And I realized there was Alien Earth, which is a series, theoretically told a decent story, but I never bothered to get around to watching it for two reasons. One, I just refused to pay for Hulu. And second, while following the stuff people were talking about, it didn't sound all that great to me. Maybe I'll go back and give that a shot someday, just because being a longer form series, there might be more of a story to it, but I'm content with Alien and Aliens. Now the reason why I say I'm not so certain that I really care one way or the other about this, it looks intriguing to me. I like the idea. I liked the idea of the first game when I streamed it. But there's a weird thing about me that viewers who have watched me play horror games know, which is my body and brain do the opposite of what you would expect when I play games that are horror. Literally, my heart rate slows way down. My brain slows down, calms down. Don't know why. And so when I streamed Alien Isolation, this was 7 years ago, I think, for Halloween I streamed it. I literally yawned my way through the game. And it's not that the game wasn't good. I thought, both as a developer, that it was well built and that the AI was interesting. And I thought that the world building was excellent. So all the things that should have compelled me were there. But everything that was supposed to give me the tension just didn't. So I don't know. It's like I will probably end up playing it because I did think the first game was interesting and enjoyed it from the perspective, again, of a dev and someone who likes the world building and all that. I don't know that I want to yawn my way through a game again. But yeah, I really should have clipped some of these things that show how my body responds to stress. It's never dawned on me to make clips. And of course, now all those live streams are no longer in VODs on here. But yeah, it's funny to watch. Oh, look, the stressful part's upcoming. Heart rate drops Dark just goes into a perfectly calm state. Oh, okay, let's deal with this. Even my therapist can't figure that one out. But so it goes. So yeah, I am looking forward to that. Just to see how it's built. Like I said, I may not play it myself. I'll probably watch someone else play it regardless. But and then let's talk about Final Fantasy VII, which I have to say I haven't finished Remake yet. I'm about halfway through Remake, and I liked it. It's just that I'm one of those people who has to do every little side thing you can possibly do, and that tends to burn me out on some of these games. It's why, for instance, one of Lexi's favorite games here is The Witcher 3. And I burn out very quickly on it because I need to do everything. And after doing all these little side quests here and there and here and there and here and there, I'm just burnt out and I don't want to play anymore. And I go away for a while and then I come back and I play a little more. And, it's kind of like the binge watching of the TV series Supernatural we've been doing. It's literally been going on since she was in college. It's been going on 5 years? I think we started about 5 years ago is when I bought the complete series. We're only in the beginning of season 3, and that's after skipping a bunch of non-necessary episodes because I can't stick with it. That's partly ADHD. That's just partly the way I am, period. Roughly then, yeah. Did I paste this in here? There we go. So I need to go back. I need to finish Remake, and then I need to play Rebirth, and now we've got this, which looks very cool to me. Now I've never played the original Final Fantasy.
A shadow
Why am I getting
upon our planet?
Arabic subtitles? What?
Guided by calamity, one man sought dominion through reunion. By his will, a star fell.
They're not even on. Why was I getting Arabic subtitles?
Called forth to bring ruin to all. But our planet answered, awakening mighty weapons to stand against the celestial threat. Now, hope endures in those who fight.
Long story short, the world's in trouble. It has been for a while.
So what are we waiting for? Let's give Sephiroth the beating of a lifetime. You're mine. I'll make this quick. Good night.
The sky's the limit!
I can do this. I'll make you proud.
Just ain't your day.
Oh my, is that a weapon I see?
Far as I can tell, these things don't distinguish
I love that
between friends and
kaiju.
foes.
Save the planet by killing her protectors.
I have to say the kaiju designs
Let
are
us
pretty
put
neat.
your faith to the test, Cloud.
Never would have made it this far without you guys. And I won't let you down. I promise.
At last, the promise is fulfilled. The journey ends here.
Yay! So I have a lot of catching up to do. Now, I am going to say, I see that, of course, it's coming for Switch 2, and turn off Firefox here. That it's coming for Switch 2. And I do have to say that given what Square Enix is doing with Kingdom Hearts on Switch 2, I would advise anyone thinking of buying any of these games that might have to run through the cloud to get performance on Switch and Switch 2 to give real thought about buying it on a different platform, because if you didn't know, Square Enix, for those who own all the cloud-based versions of Kingdom Hearts that they've released on Switch and Switch 2. If you bought any of those, if you invested money into it, well, guess what? They're turning the service off on you anyway, so you won't be able to play the games anymore. But hey, they're going to give you a little bit of a discount if you want to rebuy all the games again in the new form that they're releasing them, which I don't know if it's cloud or not, but it doesn't matter, right? You bought a game and they're saying, oh, it doesn't matter that you paid for the game, because of course we all know you don't actually own anything. But if you're a fan of these, you have to get them again on Switch because they're turning off all the cloud shit. And that's just utterly ridiculous. Really quick, actually, I want to pull up one thing if I can get to it here. I've been logged out. I'll try logging back in here. I like to say things without the proof. Whoop. Now I need a confirmation code. Fine. Send me the confirmation code. Be quick. Furniture ads. Why am I getting furniture ads? We'll send you the code, and the code never comes. Lovely. Can I please have the code? Oh, stop doing this. Every once in a while, it's like, we can't access your account without you logging in again. And I'm talking in my email app. It's like, I literally just logged into this yesterday. I should not need to log into it for at least a month. Okay, let me see if I can find this quick. See, the problem is when I read something on Blue Sky, it tends to vanish. Oh, wait. Sorry, as I'm sitting here scrolling. Ow. Thanks, Misaki. Just clawed my foot. As I'm scrolling here, they're apparently releasing the first 3 games as a full new collection for $75. No, I don't think so. I already own all 3 games. Even if Lexi took my disc and hasn't given it back yet. I tell you. Here we go. Let me turn Firefox back on quick. No. You're grabbing the wrong Firefox, you annoying thing. How do I get you to grab the right Firefox? Maybe if I minimize this. Will you grab the right one? No? What if I do this? There we go. You're not sorry at all. You're not sorry at all. We've talked about this. Okay, anyway. Because I don't expect you to just take my word for this. Let's go ahead and allow all the stupid things. Here is their announcement. Here is their legal announcement. Nintendo Switch Cloud version titles in the Kingdom Hearts series were discontinued from sale as of blah, blah, blah on Tuesday, June 9th, 2026. Even after the discontinuation of sales, these titles will remain playable on Wednesday. We sincerely apologize. Titles discontinued from sale and service. Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 and 2.5 Remix Cloud version, Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, Kingdom Hearts 3 and Remind DLC Cloud version, Kingdom Hearts Integra Masterpiece for Cloud. So they all get discontinued on Wednesday, which is today. And the announcement came out yesterday. Which is ridiculous. So literally they announced it the day before they turn everything off. In addition, digital versions of the Kingdom Hearts collection for Nintendo Switch 2, as well as the Nintendo Switch version, will be available for pre-order starting Tuesday, June 9th. So basically, they cut off service and want you to buy the new one right away. Customers who own the Nintendo Switch version of any Kingdom Hearts title can purchase the corresponding Nintendo Switch 2 digital version at a discounted price on the eShop, which of course never does anything but full price, so your discount's not going to be much. Players will also be able to transfer the save data from the cloud version to the Switch 2 digital version. It's just a fucking joke. Why would you ever buy anything when they do shit like this? I'm sorry, if you purchase it in the cloud version, they should just give you the new version, period. Because you paid for access to the game. But no, they're deliberately fucking you over in order to make an extra buck, which is just ridiculous. Well, let's keep chatting, but let's switch over to our game here. Where is it? Where'd it go? There we go. So yeah, that's really annoying. Now, luckily, I have literally the physical discs for all three things. I have the 1.5 and 2.5 or whatever it is. I can't remember if those are two separate discs, but anyway, I have the physical versions that have everything that they've released that's playable on the PS5. That's one of the reasons why I like physical media, although I'm not going to pretend that I only buy physical media. Most of my PlayStation collection is digital and therefore subject to all the same bullshit, but when I can get a decent deal on physical, I buy physical. We've got 1.5 and 2.5 combo disc, 2.8 and 3. Yeah, that's what I thought. Will you actually show me the game, please? You did this to me yesterday too. Show me the game. Show me the money. Okay, there we go. I was starting to worry. So switching topics away from games for a bit. Actually, no, I'm not going to switch topics away from games for a minute. I'm going to keep going on games. Just because... How loud is this? Okay, I think volumes are fine. Let me know if that's too quiet, but it's a model builder. It's not going to have anything but background music to worry about, I don't think. But I am a huge fan. Those who know me know I am a huge fan of Stellar Blade. I'm on my third playthrough of it, which if you want to see that, it's happening on Sundays. But I'm on my third playthrough of it. I really like it. And while I will say I do like the character design of Eve and all the outfits, I love having the big variety of outfits. And the outfit I like best is actually very covering. But it's not a game I play over and over because of gooning. I just really like the combat. The combat is very fluid. But they announced, of course, that they're working on Stellar Blade Blood Rain, which has a different protagonist. It's a sequel set at some point in the future when they've started to rebuild at least colonies, more robust colonies. And when the trailer first came up, I was very excited for it. Very much looking forward to it because of how much I loved the game. My concern was the fact that the CEO, the head of the game dev company, is all in on generative AI. And it's like, okay, I'm not a big fan of generative AI. If they're using it just for the underlying tool set, although I still don't agree with that, because I think it slowly kills the skill set of the devs involved, which is a much larger conversation to have for another day. I do think there are places where tools that fall under the umbrella of AI, but aren't really AI, are useful. but generative AI to me is not one of them. But I thought, okay, if it's limited to that, I might be okay. I might overlook that. But then the trailer was released and people were able to point out right away all the slop that's in the trailer, especially around text, Chinese and Japanese style text that was up, that is just gibberish. It doesn't translate to anything. And it's like, so now I'm in a quandary. I can't decide if I'm willing to give it a chance or not. I'm going to kind of see what the AI disclosures are when it ultimately comes out and it's listed on Steam to see what they say. But I was very disappointed by that. I don't really want to support that. Okay, how do I start a new game? I went into it briefly just so I could test the settings. They released all this stuff free because they abandoned the game, seemingly. So I've got it all. Is there a way to do new? Yeah, you can see how long I had been looking to play this game from October of last year. Here, if we delete these, will that put me into a place where I can just start? I think so. What is this game? This is Model Builder. It just appears to be a nice, cozy game about exactly what it says. I don't know the UI at this point, but you go through and you build models. And so I thought it'd be a nice, chill game for morning streams for a while, so we can just sit and chat and not have to focus too much on anything. And as I said at the start of the stream, probably before you joined, my only issue is that Monday night, when I was checking to make certain it was up to date and seeing if there was any new DLC out, and there was one. There was a free DLC, which is this Alaskan Road Truckers DLC. I went into the discussions to see if there was any news on more DLC, because you can see they have Frostpunk and Titan Forge and Witcher, which I already have all that. And all discussion's been around bugs that are basically, well, I don't know that I want to say showstoppers, but too overwhelming to want to continue. Like, you'll be doing a complex model and you need to quit out to go, live real life, and it won't save the model. So you have to start all over again. Or in some cases, the models lock up in the middle of working with them and you have to restart the entire thing. Not mean the entire model, but the entire game. And it appears that the developers have just abandoned it entirely, even though they're still technically selling it. Because there hasn't been an update or any communication from the devs in over a year. At least according to the people in the discussions. So I wasn't certain I wanted to do it. Because I don't really want to promote a game that has been abandoned in an incomplete state. But I haven't. I want to check it out, so that's what we're going to do. If we run into any bugs that cause any real issues, we'll switch and we'll play something else. But let's just jump into the career mode and see where it takes us. Can you hear the music okay? Yep, okay. By the time you read these words, all will be gone. You are the only one who always felt the same creative magic that I felt, and that's why I leave you my workshop. It has space for plenty of tools and displayed models, but I didn't want to give you a grandfather museum to take care of. This place needs to live. Please make it so. This is my last request, Grandpa Stan. Oop. Okay, so we're in all first-person mode. Just a note. Sadly, this is probably going to be more model building than I've actually achieved in real life in the last decade. I should take a picture of all the models on my shelf. I have tons and tons of models and garage kits and everything else that need to be done. And let's just say I'm very bad at getting around to doing them, like most of my hobbies. But that will change now that I'm doing these Disconnected Tuesdays to focus on things like that. Just out of curiosity, can we go upstairs? Yes, we can. We can't leave, though. We're trapped. We're trapped. Grandpa locked us into the basement. We're doomed to build models for the rest of our short existence. No, all the doors are locked. Nice display case. I used to have one very similar to this, except mine had gold around the edges, but I could not fit it into my current apartment. So sadly, it had to go bye-bye. I very much miss it because I still have tons of anime figures and Bloodborne figures and things like that I'd love to display. Okay, let's see. We got a router. We got a vise. Rare. Airbrush. I'm assuming this is meant to be an airbrushing station, even though, it's got no ventilation or anything else. Lots of tools. Of course, where you'd put your paints ordinarily. Are we starting with no paints? Oh, there we go. Hey, it's AK Interactive. I have a full set of AK Interactive paints, as well as Army Builder. And I gave all my Army painters that were D&D labeled to Lexi. Because, one of these days, the father-daughter duo is going to actually go to a miniature painting night and do some miniature painting. We've been saying this for how many years now? It's kind of like the Supernatural thing. One day it'll be done. Currently unavailable. So the laptop's there, but I can't do anything with it. And this is a trophy case, okay. Anything up here of interest? No. Like 2 years ago. Yeah. List of available projects. What a shock. The only project we can do is a tutorial project. Let's see on the right side. My first model. Select a project from the projects list. Click the box on the workbench or click the button to start a project. Okay. So apparently we're going to put together the Spitfire airplane. The Hirakawa. The iconic Spitfire fighter was one of the backbones of the Royal Air Force during the World War II era. It's designed for speed with elliptical wings and a powerful Rolls-Royce Merlin engine. The legend of the Supermarine Spitfire Mark I was born during the Battle of Britain, and until the end of the war, the aircraft played a major role in every aerial conflict. This version contains simplified parts for easier assembly. Ironically, planes are one of my favorite types of models to put together, and I don't have a single one at the moment. But when I first started doing models as a kid, almost all my models were airplanes. And I always wanted to get one that I could put a small motor into to put on an AB switch and turn the props on and things like that. But when I was younger, I didn't have access to the stuff to do that. I didn't have the money for it. Okay, so shows the summary of the currently selected project. Shows all information related to the current kit. So it looks like there's only one sprue and one set of instructions. Scale 1/48. Click on the box on the workbench or click the button to start a project. Okay, let's click the box. Okay. So this is the insert, apparently with the instructions, I assume. Click this button to minimize the manual to a window in the bottom right corner. So we're going to put together the fuselage with the seating first. The project manual contains a lot of useful info about the proper assembly of the model and sometimes also a painting guide. Okay. Click the left mouse button to find a part, double click to take it. So you don't even have to cut the sprue. Oh, it's telling you where it is on there, okay. Use the craft knife to carefully remove parts from the sprue. Just click and swipe through the joints to cut. Okay, so do we need to be super precise or not? I'm actually kind of tempted to not be precise and see what happens. So if we start over here, no, it looks like it still takes the entire thing off cleanly. Maybe this is just because it's a tutorial project. Maybe it'll leave stuff alone later on and you'll have to sand things down and all that. I'm curious how detailed this is going to get. The fact that it keeps taking me around to all the parts is kind of odd. I mean, again, it could just be because it's a tutorial project, but it seems like you would want to have people zooming in and out, or if there was a way to lift things up, lifting them up and such. I don't know. Making things too detailed can also make it too boring for people. So I get it. Is this? Oh, that's on its own already. How do we do this? Okay. Stop that. What am I cutting out? I have everything cut. You want me to cut things just for the sake of cutting them? So that's really annoying. Because I would not do that if I was building a real kit. I wouldn't cut things before I actually need them. As long as I'm doing it, I might as well do all of these, right? Again, as long as we're doing it, might as well just do everything. Even though I wouldn't do this in real life. I do appreciate that people try to make game/simulations like this, because it makes for a nice way to introduce people to this type of hobby. And you know, this game itself costs, well, at least when I got it, it costs less than what a comparable model would cost to start with, to get an idea of what the experience is like. Okay, click apart and move to the working area. Yeah, that seemed pretty straightforward. It was just me, but that seemed pretty straightforward. Okay, stop. You shouldn't have to be rotated. You should be right. No, maybe I do have to rotate it. No. Seat facing. Maybe. No, that's the yoke, right? Yeah, so that should be... I'm very confused. I don't remember how to rotate this now. I should have been paying better attention. Okay, this is getting annoying. Why is that not working? This is the front of the plane. This is where the prop is going to go. We can see that that seat is facing forward, so this should be the right direction. Why does he keep putting the other parts away? Nope. Apparently I had to take the seating first. That dumb. Let's just look. Hold. Okay, so hold the button or the mouse wheel to pan the object. R to reset. Okay. We've done that. We're going to take this. Let me guess, I have to rotate you first. Yep, I had to rotate you first. Okay. Now we flip it back. There's one wing. There's another wing. Now we're going to do the tail. Tail first or fuselage first? I guess tail first. And that's the cockpit. Okay, got the fuselage. Put that on. Put the prop on. Looking like a plane. Kind of missing a big chunk there, but it's looking like a plane. Put our wheels in place. Put that in place. And all that's left is the cockpit. Very straightforward. Finish project. Click here to finish work on the current project and go to the score panel. So we're not going to put decals on or anything? Do I want to finish? No, I want to put on the decals and paint it. But I guess I don't get to. Ooh, perfect. How exciting. Why do I have $500? Why did I get $500 for doing this, this basic model? I don't know. No decals for me, right? Right? It's very sad. Leave the workbench, go to the display shelf, place the model on the shelf. Whee! How exciting. That is one tiny airplane model. Wow, that was terribly exciting. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want to mention it again. It's a tutorial. But that was not an exciting tutorial. Oh, hey, we got an ad coming up. I'll wait to start the next one until after the ad. Let's chat for a moment. Actually, let's select our next project, then we'll do it. The Dwarf Hammer Miniature. Ooh. I suppose you can still buy single minis like this. It's just sad that they're all plastic now. Back in my day of the early 80s when I was playing D&D and having to do miniatures, you could get nothing but lead and pewter minis. Nice, durable, heavy-duty metal things. They weren't terribly fragile, but they would bend. unlike the plastic now, which will break. So you still had potential downsides, but so I'll let the ad play and then we'll continue this. Okay, that was, oh, there we go. I'm like, it was terribly confusing. It's like your ad has started and nothing was going on. I'm gonna sit here and enjoy my coffee for a moment. My coffee this morning is actually kind of a fake out. Instead of brewing coffee, because I like to do pour over brews, but instead of setting all that up, after all the time I spent cleaning my counters and stuff yesterday, I'm actually using a Nescafe espresso concentrate, and all I did was add about 2.5 tablespoons to my giant glass of milk, and stir it up and add a little bit of ice, so I have some iced coffee, and it tastes very good, the sweet vanilla flavor. And then next to me on my incredibly messy desk, which I think I'm going to do some cleaning on today because it's gotten overly cluttered as I was doing other stuff, I have a nice Yankee Candle vanilla creme brulee. Smells very nice, kind of relaxing and going. I've got 3 Stream Decks, 2 Stream Deck Pluses and 1 original Stream Deck, and they need to be reconfigured because they're all for my old style streams, and only a few of the buttons actually work, but I haven't sat down to rebuild everything yet. And then I've got Army Painter speed paint markers sitting here that I was sent by a friend. Electronics cleaner, some extra hard drives that were in the closet that I'm going to test and see if they work, and so on. Just lots of random stuff that you'd sort through. Whole bunch of USB sticks. I just noticed there's actually a couple of clips for my filament for my 3D printer to hold the filament when it's not in use. All sorts of stuff. But let's check out our Dwarf Mail Cleric. This high-quality 3D print was designed for tabletop games, role-playing games, and collectors. It seems like the little buddy is missing his hammer. They should definitely reconnect, including kit. Oh, we get the paint finally. So there are 5 paint colors, and then we got a manual. Let's open her up. By the way, maybe it's just me. I would not be using my nice sharp X-Acto knife to cut open the plastic on these packages. I prefer to use kitchen scissors for that, something heavy duty that's meant to cut through things like that without getting dull. Whereas if you're cutting through plastic like that with your X-Acto knife, just like we're using X-Acto knife to cut through the sprues, I wouldn't do that. I'd use an actual sprue cutter. You don't want to be dulling your X-Acto knives. You want to keep those X-Acto knives sharp. Or in my case, I actually use scalpels. But that's just the way it goes. Very fancy dwarf. Okay, so you click the highlighted marker to change the current toolness parameters to those suggested by the manual. So we're going to paint him before we put him together? Is that what's being suggested here? Color tool. With this tool, you can paint the whole part at once. Pick the object, pick it up. I need to rotate you a little bit. I did not actually. There we go. I'm like, I wanted to rotate you, not actually do that. I'm going to do brass and brass. I mean, I don't want to say it's wrong to paint something before you put it together. I do that all the time. It just seems like for most people, that's not the way you do it. Most people would assemble it, prime it, and then paint it to make certain there's continuity. And that way, if you're doing shading and all that, my brain is suddenly zenithal shading. where you're taking your airbrush onto the neutral color model to spray from above to cast the, spray from above. Yeah, spray from above to get your highlights, and then spray from below to get your shadows. You would not be doing that before you did this. Fill tool for painting miniatures, if only in real life, right? Although you still have to do all your shading and stuff beyond that. Okay, so that's all. Nope. I missed something on the top. What color are you? There we go. Shift and scroll. Increase value of the tool's size parameter. Control and scroll. Increase value of the tool's strength parameter. Change tool group. Take a look at the manual. Okay. So we're now going to airbrush a couple of tiny things, apparently. So let's start by doing this. Let's zoom way the hell in. Yeah. Gonna have to clean that up. Must zoom in even more. Let's say it was shift that was the size, right? Yeah. See, I kind of wish I could hook up my my pen display. Because using the pen to do this would give much more control. That or this as a VR game would be kind of cool. Although, unless you had a really good precision way of holding your item, that wouldn't work. Is there any way to remove? I don't think there is. We might have to live with being a little sloppy until we get the hang of this. Your hands would be too shaky for this level of detail. I wouldn't be doing this type of detail with an airbrush. If it were me, I'd be doing it with a fine tip regular brush. I'm not certain why they're airbrushing this. But yeah, my hands are wonderfully shaky as well, so even just doing this with the mouse, we can see my hands are shaky. I will never have the excellence of, say, Kaz. Kaz is the name. Kaz is a fantastic mini painter. He's been doing it for a very long time, and it's been a treat to watch his skills improve. I will never have the dedication, I admit, to do as well as he does. I will be more of a speed painter, just looking to get my armies done. This annoys me. Why can I not get that? There we go. Absolutely certain all this is covered. Okay. Again, can't really be a perfectionist, so. Change the color. I don't understand why it wants me to do something on the hands. The hands are already done. Am I missing something? Let me zoom in. Oh, it's a slightly lighter fingernail, maybe? I think that's the case. I think it's a slightly lighter color fingernail. Doped. Like I was like, connected to the door, but I'm not actually done yet. I wish I could zoom in even more. How do I get off this tool again? General purpose tools. Assembly tool. So apparently the only part of this we were painting was that. How nice, huh? Let's finish our project. Where's, oh, there we go. Yes, let's get our less than perfect score. Oh no, it was perfect. Woo! Yay, how exciting. Leave the workbench, place the dwarf on one of the display shelves, and use the computer. We're gonna order a new project, is that it? I'm guessing that will be the case. Can we put him next to the No, we have to waste an entire area for the one model. That's ridiculous. Oh my god, this is huge. This is not the size model or the size miniature you'd usually have here. Good lord, it's bigger than the plane. What the hell? That's not a mini, that's a maxi. And this plane is terrifically small. Although still not as small as the cigarette-sized submarine model I bought the one time. I bought a model. If you've ever seen the movie Up Periscope, can't remember which way it is, with Kelsey Grammer. They're using a vintage World War II sub. I bought a model because I was going to paint it to match the movie, which is, of course, has a non-standard decal logo on it and all that. And the model showed up, and I was like, oh, okay, this box looks a little tiny, but as long as the length of the model is the same as the box, it's not going to be too bad. And I opened it up, and literally, the submarine was the size of a standard cigarette. And it's like, okay, even assuming I wanted to take the time to put this together, there's no way my hands can paint the logo on this tiny little thing. It's just too damn small. Like I said, size of a cigarette. And so I gave it away. It's like, no, I'm not even wasting time putting this together. This is ridiculous. Okay, let's use the computer now that we have access to it. Check our mail. Ooh, model building competition for beginners. Our objective is finish assembling the competition model, use decals to improve the model's quality, and there are cash rewards. Yay. Dear colleagues, we are starting with the next edition of our contest for beginners. If you participated in our last workshop, you know that we have a lot of scrap left. Isn't that the perfect opportunity to have some fun? Each participant will get one such model and take good care of it. After the competition, you can even leave it on your shelf. There are no requirements. Every modeler is welcome. Are you interested? Then get in touch with us. Best Model Building Society. Okay, I guess we're joining the competition. Back at our workbench. Let's see what our competition project is going to be. The Wasteland Drifter by Eaglecraft. I kind of wonder if these are real modeling companies. I kind of want to look it up. So let's look it up. Let me go up here for a second. Eaglecraft. Not Eaglercraft. Eaglecraft. Models. Are you real? Do you actually exist? No, there is an Eaglecraft boat dealer. Eaglecraft boats for sale. But no Eaglecraft model company. Okay. I was just kind of curious if maybe they were getting subsidies from model shops. So it goes. I always find it curious when things like this use the real world things in it, because it immerses you a little more if you can do something in a game like this and then find the model in real life and do it as well to see what the difference is. That would be fun to me. Do a follow-up stream of something we did in here and then do it separately. Ula! Greetings, Ula. How you doing? You managing to stay on top of your incredibly busy schedule? Me stirring my coffee milk here. Yummy coffee. You showed up at both a good and a bad time. It is great to see you, Ula. And no, I'm not ending the stream or anything. I do need to get up and walk around for a bit and use the bathroom, because yesterday on my day off, I did have over a gallon of Gatorade Zero and pink lemonade, and so bathroom visits are turning out plentiful. And on top of that, I've now had 2 20-ounce things of coffee milk this morning. So I'm going to play a 3-minute ad break. I realize a lot of people don't like ad breaks, but it'll get rid of the pre-roll ads for an hour. So I'm going to play that quick while I go to the bathroom and have the Be Right Back screen on. Hey, Al! And then I will be back. So I will be back just a few minutes. Okay. I'm back. While I was up and doing all that, I grabbed my third glass of coffee milk. Ula. No, wait. Never mind. That's old. Let's pretend you are. I get a sense. I know how that's gone. Did a bit more cleaning and organizing this morning. That's awesome. That's awesome. I already said hi to Elle, but hi again, Elle. Good to see you. Dude, why so much? Well, I have to drink, due to my kidney damage, I'm supposed to be drinking a gallon of water a day, or, a gallon of fluid a day. And unfortunately, lately, I've been on a real milk kick again, drinking about half to 3/4 of a gallon of milk a day, which is not actually good for me. I love milk, but I get stones too easily, so I had to get back on the actual, better fluids, water type fluids, to flush my system out and get things back on track. In fact, I ordered groceries, which are coming a little later today, and I had to force myself to not immediately order 3 gallons of milk. So I'm ordering 1 gallon of 1% for if Lexi comes over, and then 1 gallon of whole milk because that's what I prefer. But my current gallon of whole milk has a use-by date of tomorrow. So I was tempted to just get 2 new gallons of whole right out of the bat, and it's like, no, just get one. Just get one. You order groceries about 3 times every 2 weeks, so you'll have plenty of time to get another gallon of whole milk for cooking and stuff as you need it. Just drink the Gatorade Zero and pink lemonade, man. Okay, let's open our model kit. You'll be mostly lurking since, well, this shit right in itself. Yeah, that's how it goes. But I appreciate the lurk. I appreciate any and all lurkers. I stream for social time, just to hang out with my friends. If we lived closer in real life, I'd invite people over if they were free just to hang out, and they could, well, as Lexi knows, you can hang out and she'll come over and she'll play she'll play video games while I'm doing other stuff. It's just nice to have people around and relax and chat as you can and so on. Winter! Max Rockatansky would be proud of this car. I have no idea who Max Rockatansky is. Oh, hey, Winter. I saw that you had No Rest for the Wicked together. I just picked that up myself, as did Yuzu, who was in my Discord. Maybe if you're free on a Friday night, you'd like to play with us, because he's in Japan. He's 14 hours ahead of me. So we usually play my Friday nights, which are his Saturday mornings, when we play different games. So, Mad Max. Okay. I haven't seen Mad Max since the original, and that was way back in the 80s, so it was never my type of thing. Interesting looking car, though. Kind of looks like something that would pop up in what is that? There's a car game I used to play lots of. Now it's free to play, I think. But you would assemble your cars, and then you go out and you basically have car-on-car battles. I can't think of what it's called, but I really liked it. Hopefully your schedule will free up in a bit in a few weeks once hay season is done. The life of farming. I'm curious, Winter, are you familiar with Chris Newman? He's been popping up on everyone's YouTube feeds lately. He's a chicken farmer in the eastern side of the states. If not, maybe I'll send you a link to one of his shorts. He's a pretty funny guy, and he's got good insights on regenerative farming and such. But he's a very funny guy. Okay, so we got to paint the base. So let's get the base. And we get to flood fill the base. Isn't that exciting? If only this were so easy in real life. Let's rotate this so we can see things a little better. Split fill the aluminum. Now, do we want both sides of the seat or just the front? Let's do the whole seat. It doesn't say otherwise, so let's do the whole seat. Don't watch much YouTube. Your background noise usually consists of Great Courses lectures, so you can pretend to learn something. Hey, Great Courses. I subscribe to Great Courses on Roku. Although I mostly watch the Culinary Institute cooking shows. But I occasionally watch other science stuff. Okay, now we're going to paint the wheelbase. I realize I don't really need to zoom in on you for this, but I love the Great Courses series. I have a whole bunch of those on in audiobook form as well. History of Food is a great lecture as it's cooking. Again, Albala. Huh. I'll have to check those out. I appreciate the tip. Okay, let's see here. Can I put you right on top of there? Is this going to be another one of those where I have to... Yeah. I find that to be a little bit annoying that you have to do things in their specific order for it to work. Hey, you turned blue. You should have been right. There we go. Why be annoying that way? As long as you got the right parts together. Okay, is this? No. Oh, front tires. I'm like, well, I don't understand what you want from me. Stop that. Stop that. Okay, so I assume we're going to do the tire color again. Yep. And then we need to assemble those back onto our vehicle, which means we have to select the vehicle first, because heaven forbid we do things in a different order than it wants. Come on. Stop being a pain. There we go. What? Why? We literally saw them snap into place. Why are you not working? It's being very fickle. You put a bit of time and no rest for the wicked this week when your internet went down. Punching people is hilarious. See, I haven't actually played it yet because I'm waiting for Friday to be able to play with Yuzu. But I love what Moon Studios has done in the past, so both the Ori games are great. Let's pull you out. I'm not assembling you. Stop that. Back to our paints. We'll paint that. We'll paint that. I like how it just did all those as a group. Nope, there's only one on one side apparently. That was done. Is there anything else in there? I don't see anything else in there. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing it. I was also gifted Dead as Disco with the streamer pack, so I don't know if I'm gonna try that or not. On stream, I mean, I'm certainly gonna try it, but I don't know if I want to do it on stream or if I just want to do it myself with my own music. I've been heavily distracted by Dune Awakening. Yeah, I saw it. I was in your stream the other day for that. Survival Craft and Dune are both in your wheelhouse. So survival stuff, I enjoy. Dune, a lot of people can't believe I'm a sci-fi person, but I didn't like Dune. I read the original, the very first book, way back in high school in the 80s, and I was so incredibly bored. I thought it was one of the, I'm not going to say dumbest because that would be wrong. It was written well. I was just completely bored. Nothing about it engaged me whatsoever, and everyone was raving about it. It's like, no. And then the movie came out with Kyle MacLachlan, and I watched that, and that just put me off even further. It seemed so stupid. So I can't say I'm into that part of it, but for those who are, I imagine it's a great time. Okay, did we do all this now? Oh, okay. So we'll paint those. Should we paint the outer parts too? It seems like that affects other things. So before we do that, okay. Get that, nope. I feel like we're going to have to do the frontier too, but we'll wait until it tells us. First of all, how dare I have an opinion, right? This is the internet. How dare anyone have opinions on the internet? That. Do that. Whoop. Almost forgot about these. Then are we actually doing the outer part of the lights, or are we doing... I'm going to assume that we're doing the inner part of the lights. Which it's not. There we go. Which it's not letting me click on. No opinions allowed. That's right. It's the internet. No opinions allowed, unless you conform to the majority. Use the decal tool. Are you the decal tool? What's the decal tool? That's the color tool. Airbrush. Decal tool. There we go. Okay, so we need this decal first. Do I have a way of turning this? Please don't tell me I have to micro adjust the stupid small model to do this. Not to mention, this doesn't seem like the right That's the back decal. This is the front decal. This doesn't seem long enough. The first book is very much a traditional hero's journey narrative. The later books, Franks only refused to read as kids, divert quite a lot from that. Huh. Honestly, I didn't realize that this kid wrote any of the books. But again, I stopped after the first book, so. Oh no. Part of me has been thinking I should check out the new stuff that has Zendaya and all that in it. But again, I don't know that I care. I don't know that I want to invest the time into it. Okay, I don't get how this is supposed to work. Very confused about is this I don't understand. That does not allow me to rotate that way. How do I No, I didn't want to put that down. Can I undo that? Okay, that's annoying. I was trying to figure out how you rotate things. No. There's no way to go back, is there? I can exit the workbench. Focus camera pivot apart, rotate. But apparently there's no way to go back and fix this row. I was trying to figure out the rotation. Okay, that pisses me off. Not gonna lie, that pisses me off. The first 6 books of the series are Frank. Oh wait, everything else was Brian and Kevin G. Anderson, who did a lot. Oh yeah, I know Kevin G. Anderson. I actually kind of like his stuff personally in the Star Wars universe. Oh, this annoys me so much. Is there any way to... What does safety mean? Damn it! Well, there's what could have helped me, but I'm screwed now. Oh, good God. Why, Wow, that's... Wait, I wonder if I could repaint that and then reapply the decal. Let's try quick. Actually, it's going to be easier if I do this. Can I redo that? Okay. Nope. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's see if we can fix this now. Decal tool. First one. Okay, and then this goes across the top. We're gonna finish this yet. Okay. Where was that help again? Rotate to fix preset. Okay. Let me out. Q. Hey, there we go. That's backwards. How do I rotate it? No, that doesn't change anything. C and mouse scroll. Okay, well that turns it this way, but that's not going to solve anything. Oh, nope. It actually did because it flipped it. Okay, that's kind of jerky too, but that's fine. And then we need one on the other side. And do that. Okay. And now we finish assembly. Let's go for it. So, because they want us to do things in their order, we have to start with this. As annoying as that is. Okay. So have you watched the new movies? I hate to say with Zendaya because it makes it sound like the only thing I know about them is Zendaya, but that's literally the case. The only thing I know is that Zendaya's in them. Are they any good for a fan? We'll attach that. Do we paint those now? I've only seen the first one, but it was really good. Maybe I should try and check it out then. Okay, we got the engine block. I forgot I had delay on. I'm like, why aren't you painting? Are you the correct door? No. You're the door I want at the moment. And then this will be the mirror, and the handle. I feel like I somehow got that the same color. There we go. Yeah, strong nostalgia for the Lynch movie, but he tried to cram the first book into a single film, and that really didn't help anything. Yeah, it was kind of a as I recall, it was kind of a, how do I put it? The narrative throughput was lacking, is I guess how I'm going to put it. It just felt like a mess. But again, it's been since the 80s since I saw that, so. Other door. Let's do these first, it'll be easier. Okay. I was like, what is it painting here? Okay. A montage blur, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Okay, let's put the doors on. I'm going to have to do an actual model building stream. Got to figure out how to set up for that. I certainly have the cameras for it and stuff. I just need to figure out how, in the limited space of the office, I can do it without, frankly, to put it properly, without putting myself at risk of my idiotic apartment manager coming in here and seeing a room that has a table up and is taking up, half the space of the room, because God forbid people engage in any hobbies or anything in brief periods that, take up more than the usual space. My manager sucks ass. Absolutely. Absolutely. The worst part is I think she's only going to be more emboldened by the fact that people probably aren't going to push back like they should on this latest BS. For the same reason I didn't, because money's too tight. You can't afford to wage a legal battle against a landlord who's getting excessive fees that aren't in your lease. You have to have money to fight those type of battles. Unfortunately, we don't have the money. Whoop. If we're going to hold it down long enough to do it. And there aren't really attorneys out there that are going to work pro bono to fight a battle over $60. That's just the way it is. But you're enjoying how Dune Awakening is handling things. It's an alternate timeline showing the division created by a single decision. That's the game you're playing, right? Not now, like the second movie or something. Okay, now we need to do that. No. Okay, that appears to be right. Let's paint first. I think the second movie is just Dune Part 2. Well, no need for fancy names when you're just adapting more of the same book. Okay. Our wheel. This fill tool is, great. As we've said, too bad we can't use it in the real world. It would make it so much easier. So the game you're playing universe is largely intact, but Paul doesn't exist. I have to go all the way back to the movie because I can't remember the book. Paul is the main character, right? Paul was Kyle MacLachlan's character. Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of amazed I remember all this because I literally have not read the book or seen the Lynch movie since they first came out. Well, since the movie first came out in the 80s. I read the book before the movie, but... I was going to say, please tell me you're just going to do all these at once. Apparently the ends stay white. White Messiah, cult of personality, hero. Time for some more assembly. What time is it? Okay. It's going on 9. Yeah, I got to keep an eye on the time because my groceries will be coming around 10 o'clock, so I have to stop just a little bit before 10. Okay, let's put you together. Let's pull you back out. Let's start by putting the rollers on. And then put you into the back. And last but not least, woo, it's done. How exciting. I cannot rotate to save my life. Yes, let's finish this model. Groceries, yes, groceries. Vital part of my week. Ooh, I got it perfect. Thank goodness it let me repaint that one spot so I could redo the decal. Open your computer and collect your competition reward. Botho. Oh wait, that is the first one. Never mind. Thank you for taking part in the competition. We hope you had a lot of fun and you'll continue your model building journey. Ooh, we came in 80 and got a cash reward of $50 and 200 XP. Woo! So we will get assignments as well as competitions. How do we archive these? Right click does nothing. Apparently I cannot archive these. Oh, there we go. You have unread mail. Use the mail app on your computer to check it out. I need a model of an R-35 tank in original 1940s military colors. I'll pay for quick completion of the task and accuracy. The person to whom it will be delivered is a history geek, so the model should not arouse any suspicion. I emphasize, the painting must be accurate. Some parts of the model I prepared myself, as I care about the time of completion. And remember, it is supposed to be realistic, so you can make it a little dirty. If I'm not mistaken, the models are also empty inside, right? I'm counting on you to complete the task quickly. Regards, 37. What a name, 37. History geek, you're in the game. I don't think you're a war history geek, though. Okay, so we track. Open. Wait. Was there an app on the computer for shop? Yes. Choose tool section. Dry brushing tool, otherwise known as a brush. Paint section. We want the AK. Yes. I actually would have used one of the, for dry brushing it'll work, but they also make some antiquing and dirtying agents that I would use instead of this, but Not really. Maybe Civil War. That's more about the things leading up to it and surrounding it. Right. Whereas I'm actually, or I used to be very interested in, and whoops, I didn't mean to get this far out. I can't remember what they were called, but they were basically the first semi-submersible tanks, and I can't remember what they were called. And now it's going to bug me. I got to look it up. David class semi-submersible torpedo, designed to operate low in the water and attack enemy ships. It was built in 1863. It was recognized for its attack on the USS New Ironsides. Yes. I was hoping to get pictures, but none of the ones it's showing you. They're showing me submarines, but it's not showing me the pictures of the semi-submersible tank. But I always thought those were really cool. Going to head off. Thanks for hanging out, Winter. Greatly appreciated. Enjoy your coffee and your Dune. And have yourself a wonderful day. Okay, let's go back to the computer. Not the computer. Back to the workbench. Would you stop that? There we go. We'll select our commissioned work, which is this tank. Still a beginner level tank, but we have to be very accurate with the painting. Finish assembling the model. Use dry brush on the edges and crevices. Apply decals according to the manual. Okay. Okay. So it seems like it's just assembly and then dry brushing and the decals. So that's pretty straightforward and easy. Let's pull you out. Put our turret on top. Now we're going to dry brush across the back. Dry brushing tool. We're going to use this. Maybe I should make this a little smaller. Now let's see what it does to start. I think I better look at the picture. I think I'm doing larger than they probably want. Can't take the part because it's already assembled. Let's reduce the size a little bit. I think think we're okay otherwise, but let's... Okay. You're still fighting off an urge to work. Put that urge to work into your cleaning and organization, because you'll be able to focus better on work when it's a good day for it, if the other stuff is done and not a distraction. Okay. You need to overlap that slightly. No, 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 no. Up there. This appears to go here. Yeah, like I said, when I'm done with this, while I'm waiting for my groceries, I will probably work on cleaning up the office a little bit more. It's not bad. But my desk is really cluttered up with stuff from when the crisis was going on. So I want to get that organized and vacuumed, because it's gotten dusty and stuff, and organized. I need to set up... I'm going to look at 3D printing out a stand for my controllers that I can run a wire through to charge the controllers, and try and get some stuff decluttered. I need to work on my Stream Deck setup and some other stuff, so I'll probably do work on that stuff today, so it's ready before the next streams. Let's see here. This is going to be the back. So this will go up above that. What am I missing? No. I don't see anything happening here. So it's just for me to rotate it and see what it looks like. I think we're fine. I don't see anything else to do there. All that looks correct. I don't see anything that needs to be fixed. I kind of worry that that's what it's trying to do. It's trying to, because the guy wanted to paint it accurate. So it's like, okay, is it telling me that something might not be painted accurate that I need to address? Because it all looks okay to me. Yeah, that's it. Let's finish working. Perfect. Yay! Big barrel energy. What an achievement. Apprentice, finished 5 models. Woo! I didn't even notice if I had any other achievements earlier, but there we go. No current jobs, accept new job via email or continue on a workbench. I should have another item I can display, yeah. Wrong way. Woo, how exciting. Oh, let's see, what else? Okay, we got our XP and our cash reward. Meeting Joy. Hello, I worked with your grandfather for years. I used to be his assistant and student. Working with him ignited my passion for this profession. The news of his passing left me with an emptiness in my heart. You know, it was kind of a Karate Kid situation, but with less martial arts and more making cool props and models. Your grandfather left me a piece of his work with instructions to give it to you when the time was right. I'm not sure what he meant by that, but since you're settled in his workshop, I guess now's as good a time as ever. If you've seen 6 Angry Archaeologists, you'll probably like the model. Nice to meet you. Yes, it's great to finally talk to you. Stan shared some stories about you. It's no wonder he wanted you to have the model. He built a few notable dragon props in his career, but I think that's the first one he ever made. Oh, and it was his note attached. He used to add unique notes to almost every model he sold or gave away. I've already read it. I hope you don't mind, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm curious about your reaction, so I'll reach out again soon. Have fun with the assembly and painting. Okay, so we're tracking this. Open the Oriental Dragon. It's a story project. Actually, before I do this, let me just check something. Every once in a while I get a shopper who wants to show up early. Let me just check on the status of my order. Excuse me. Nope, they haven't actually started shopping yet, so I'm good. On a related shopping note, my 7-inch frame for displaying the Set It Off glow-in-the-dark single should be here Tuesday, Alex. So less than a week. I have it nicely on display until such a time as I can actually take the case to them and have it signed. But I resisted the urge to charge it up yesterday and pull it out to look at it in the middle of the night. I figured it can wait. Nat! Hey, Nat, how you doing? Good to see you. You pet your cat at us all. Please do. Please give the cat lots of pets for me as well. So, how you been? What you been up to? Besides petting the cat. Nicely wrapped package. This ancient statue... Whoa, this is a level 4. We went from level 1 to level 4. This ancient statue represents a dragon wrapped around the giant stone. Legend says that it's a real dragon imprisoned in this form to prevent him from destroying the world. Some believe he will give great power to the one who frees him. The statue was made by Stan Winstone for 6 angry archaeologists. I like how that's just a plan, Stan Winston. The movie tries to convince the audience that archaeology is an action-packed profession. It tells the story of a team of academic professors who fight an evil private collector. In the end, they succeed in returning the statue to the museum where it belongs. So 6 Indiana Jones. Penny Dick. Dealing with the end of the school year with the kiddos. See, Alex is on the other side of that. She just ended the school year of dealing with the kiddos, but from the teacher side. Well, let's open this. Very nice. I've looked at making a statue like this myself after I did my other Eastern statue dragon. Oh God, how long has it been since I did that Eastern statue dragon? 18 years. But I gave up on polymer clay stuff, so it'll probably never get made. Paint the model according to the manual. Fully assemble the model. Sure. I wish we could rotate this picture. Note number 1. Most jobs you will do in life will be tedious, whether you're sitting behind a desk or following your dreams. When I worked at Smoke and Mirrors, I was asked to make a dragon figurine. I had almost no experience, but I knew it was a chance for me to create something recognizable. I had to take that chance. It took me a long time to make the figure you have in front of you. It was fun, but also a challenge. That first time I had to create 2 more identical copies in case one of them got damaged, which did happen. This statue is an original and is special because of how it was made and the story behind it. Sure, it could have been done better. I can see that now, but it was the flaws that gave it its special, unique value. Speaking of minis, a friend of mine apparently kept your old Warhammer army and is bringing it to you to show your son who's interested in it. Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. My Warhammer army, multiple of them and everything, are still boxed and sitting in my closet. Because despite all the years I've been collecting, I've never actually gotten around to starting to paint them all. It's very sad, really. Very, very, very sad. Let's minimize you. Let's grab the part in question. Use the wonderful fill-in. It's a level 4, but we get to fill in all the stuff. Oh, I see what's going on here. I think. Okay. I would wash before I dry brush in real life. I think. Painting them is rough. Used to do tournaments as a teen. You would spend the day and night before at a friend's house just painting together. Yeah, that's where I suspect I'm going to be. It's probably going to be like Slap Chop, where I just do whole armies in a quick fashion. But I can't decide, because the reality is I have no one to play with. There's no one local that I know who plays. And I could potentially join the people at the local games and comic shop, because they do open nights and all that, where you can meet people and play against people, excepting for the fact that I don't have a car and I can't drive. I mean, I have a license, I can drive, but I don't have a car to be able to drive anywhere, so I don't really have a way to go back and forth to those nights. In which case, I suspect what I'll do is bulk basic army and then focus more on doing hero figures, because I've always liked doing garage kits, larger statues, things like that for anime and such. So I think the hero kits are what are really going to interest me when I get painting anyway. And I have some hero kits for Space Marines and Tyranids, and one for Tau. And those I think I'll put a lot of time into and, put them up on display, but they probably won't get played with. Let's see here. Paint the model. That's right. We have to do the wash. We don't actually have a wash, do we? There's dry brush. Oh, there we go. We do have a wash tool. Woo! find a way to show them on stream when you're done painting them. Oh, I will. In fact, I might even attempt to paint some on stream. Just like I've got some other prints that I did resin printing of for other statues and stuff I'm thinking I'm going to try and paint on stream. It's just I need to figure out how to set everything up around the painting and airbrushing station, because that's literally opposite me on the other side of the room, far enough away that I can't just conveniently run the cables across. I'm going to have to set it up with my laptop. I'll figure it out at some point. Let's see here. So let's... I feel like this is not doing very much. In fact, I feel like this is doing nothing at all. Come on, what's going on here? There we go. I'm like, what's going on? I figure your son wants to play Ultramarines. You're a space wolf yourself. See, way back in the midst of time when I actually had people to play with, which was, the late 80s, early 90s. I did Space Wolves, and I did, they're called something else now. My brain went south. The fire prism tanks, basically the elf race, and I suddenly can't remember what they're called. Which I took away for a while and have recently brought back. Because I really loved their tank designs and everything. And then when I gave all that stuff away, and I decided to come back to it, 15 years ago now, and then haven't actually painted anything yet. I got into Tyranids. Actually, I take that back. I did paint 3 Tyranids about 20 years ago, because there was a 3-pack of Tyranid commanders, whatever they were called, and I decided to paint them red and black to be an edgy take on aliens. But Eldar, the original Eldar. But after that, I bought a bunch of stuff, and I just never actually got around to playing it. I did set everything up to start painting. Back talking groceries with Mom, took out a big bag of trash. Awesome, I have trash I got to take out here. And I've got to get that recycling out. It's starting to pile up again. It's harder for me to take the recycling up because of the big box. and again, I'd love it if I could get you to come over so we could body double. And me finally put together those frickin' cubicle shells. Lost my train of thought. But yeah, I've had the airbrush station set up across from me for like 6 years now, and I started to work on some stuff. I actually painted some goofy resin printed 3D ornaments for my niece and nephew, or my niece and stuff a little bit ago. Not a little bit ago, like 3 years ago now. And I want to get back to it. I just, without getting into all the detail, every time I start to relax about the state of my apartment, my idiot apartment manager does something that stresses me out, and I end up focusing on my apartment and then not wanting to make a mess again. So I stop working on stuff. And so I'm just finally getting myself back to the point where I'm gonna work on things. I wish it were this easy to do these type of washes without discoloring everything else. Took out a big old bucket of plastic green yellow army men from when you were a kid. We proxied armies. Oh, fun. That sounds really fun. I don't think I remember any yellow ones when I was little. We had all the green ones, of course. And I used to take them up against my Shogun Warriors. Both my smaller die-cast ones and my couple giant original plastic ones. Could probably come over tomorrow with promise that you don't have to do anything because cramps are killing you. Oh yes, I know. That's why I didn't ask you if you want to come over today or anything, because I know you've got the cramps. I won't ask you to do anything. Except play video games. You can unlock Sonic secret level for me. Because we know how long it's going to take me to get around to doing that. That's kind of relaxing. Oh yeah, secret stage. That's right. That's right. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I want to get back into. But without getting into the whole history, because not everyone wants to hear my whole medical history. Now that the cancer has been beaten and my body is starting to recover back to its pre-cancer status, there's just a lot of stuff I want to do. I've been putting off. So this actually goes back to why I am now taking Tuesdays as offline days, which is what I did yesterday. I spent yesterday completely offline, no screens, no internet, no social media. Even my phone could only be used as a phone. It could not be used as screens to do anything else. So I could disconnect and just focus on hobbies. So I did a little bit of cleaning because I was cooking yesterday, cooking being one of my preferred hobbies. And then I worked on cross stitch and I worked a little bit on crochet. And I was doing a little bit of organization for stuff that I want to do later. And it was just really nice, very relaxing. And left me very recharged at the moment, so I'm going to do that more. And as the more I get back into the hobbies, the easier it's going to be for me to figure out what I need to do to set up for different types of streams. And I got interrupted briefly by you and your excitement. That's right. As well as I got to give a heart attack to my best friend, who is so used to not talking to me voice to voice. We generally just chat and text and all that I called her to say hi since I couldn't use screens. That's the rule. I couldn't use screens. And of course, she's so used to us never talking voice to voice that she thought something must have happened. So she was scared when she picked up the phone. I'm just like, hey, if the phone's a phone, it's not a screen. It counts. I can use it. She's like, you asshole. Yeah, it's hilarious. You have to know her, and I realize most people here don't know her, but it was just really funny getting that reaction. Whee! Did we just have an ad break? I'm very confused. It's telling me there's 0 time left. And the pre-roll should be on, but it should have run an automatic ad break before that happened. But it doesn't appear that it did. Well, I'm going to leave it as it is because I don't plan on streaming that much longer because the delivery for my groceries is supposed to happen at 10. So I need to stop before then. We'll see if they actually show up then or not, considering they haven't started shopping as of 10 minutes ago. And kiddo, the new season of Fortnite has started, so we're going to have to figure out a time to do that too. Although, in theory, we could do that while you're here, because you could be on the PS5 and I can come into the PC and play. Oh, is tomorrow when you're streaming at 3 o'clock, or is that Friday? I don't want to switch screens to check, since you're right here. No, you're not streaming it. Yeah, 3 o'clock, 1 o'clock. There's one day you're streaming really early. And then there's one day you're streaming at 7 and I'm streaming at 5, so depending upon how long I go, I'll just hand off to you. Friday at 1, okay. Yeah, and I'm not streaming at all Friday because that's when I play games with the homies in Discord, so I'll be lurking. I'll be actively watching if everybody's busy and we don't play, but we're assuming Yuzu is up for it. We'll be playing No Rest for the Wicked on Friday. Sherlock. It's got to be Sherlock for Friday, right? Oh, here it goes. I knew there was going to be an ad break soon. Ordinarily, I would stop what I'm doing for the ad break, but given this is kind of monotonous, just putting the wash on, I don't think anyone needs me to stop. It'll be easy enough to catch back up after the ad break. I think I got everything now. So now, here we go. So now it'll just be the dry brushing. Want to finish chapter 1 before you do Awakened? Awakened is the remake, right? Okay, let's switch to our dry brushing tool. I wish it were this easy. Because isn't Awaken the one that's the Cthulhu one, or am I mistaken? Yeah, it's a remake of the old Sherlock Cthulhu story. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because that's the one that's actually tempted me to play. I don't think I have the patience for it because you know how I am with puzzles. I'm not really a puzzle game person. Actually, all this dry brushing here reminds me I need to pull out my my dry brushing practice boards. I resin printed a bunch of them before I got rid of the resin printers. It'd be good to have those available to do some practice. You kickstarted this and still haven't played because you want to stream it like you streamed the original years ago during Mystery Mondays. Do you still have your Katzen picture, or do I need to send it to you again? I assume you would like Katzen for these. Ad break is done. Welcome back, anyone who was caught by the ad break. As you can see, not much has progressed, just dry brushing. Do. Wonder if they started shopping my groceries yet. I'm going to check. Groceries. No. In fact, the shopper hasn't even headed towards the store yet, so I don't think I'm going to get delivery right at 10. which kind of sucks. But so it goes. They have an hour between 10 and 11 to get it to me before they're late, so I'm not complaining as long as they get it within the hour. And since they're going to the grocery store, that's literally a city block away from me. Once they're done at the store, it won't take them long to get here. In case there's anyone lurking out there who's going, why don't you just go to the store yourself? It's because I am still recovering from cancer and damage to my spinal column that makes it to where I can only stand up for a couple minutes at a time before I get massive pain from my spine trying to collapse on itself and impinging on my nerves in the vertebra, or around the vertebra, and occasionally pinching my spinal cord, which is not good. So, still working on re-strengthening my back to get away from that. Okay, I think this counts as being done. We got another part to put together. Now this actually makes a good point, or a good time to test something, which is one of the bugs people were reporting was that for certain models, it was not saving. So you could be 3/4 of the way through working on a model, quit out, and it should save your progress, but it wasn't, and people were having to restart. And in some cases, it was apparently bugging out to the point that they had to restart the entire game. Otherwise, they couldn't progress the model. So let's take a moment and see if it saves or not before I get a whole lot further in here. Let's go all the way out to the entrance. Let's save. Or auto saves, we'll call this current career. And we'll save. Go back. And I'm actually going to quit all the way out, but then go back in. Just because I think if we don't quit all the way out, it's not going to be a good test. So I'm out for a moment. And let's go back in. And the reason why I want to do this now is because if I keep going on this model and I can't actually save or it doesn't save my progress, I'll probably move on to a different game for the next stream. Because I really don't want to spend a lot of time working on something that doesn't save and have to redo it. Okay, let's continue. Let's see where we are when we go here. Open next unfinished page. Where's that first piece? I want to see how it did. Okay, it appears at least for me, for this, it has saved correctly. Good. That's what I wanted. And now we move on to this. Let's start by painting the stone. And then we paint the base. And we paint the individual things. Thank goodness for the autofill, because it was stuck having to paint all these individually at the moment. My legs are getting sore. I should have walked around more when I took my break. Or I should have just taken a break to walk around during this last ad break. Oh no. Oh no. I have to airbrush. How horrible. Let's zoom in. That's one thing I should do, actually, is check my airbrushes. I have 3 different airbrushes, and I need to check, make certain, because I have one that should, as I recall, it's been a couple years since I last used everything, but should have a fine needle on it, and 2 that are regular, because one of the cheap ones is just for basing. It'd be interesting in this, assuming that they had ever actually kept developing and not abandoned it, if they had implemented mechanics for pooling and all that. So, like, if you're foolish and you spend too much time airbrushing one spot, the paint will ordinarily start to pool and give you bad textures and crap. I'm pretty confident we're not going to see anything like that in this particular version of the game. Okay, so all this needs to be airbrushed too. The music is fairly nice in this game. Not gonna lie, it was kind of tempting early on to switch to my own music, since I can do that with Wavelink. I could have you guys listening to the game music, and I could be listening to my own music. But nah, I'll listen to the same music as everybody else. Whee! Oh, this reminds me, Alex. I have to remember to tell Peter that I came across something unexpected when I was looking at Prime Video this morning. Because I was watching an Ultraman movie that I bought on there years ago. You might even remember because we watched it. Oh, I think we watched it together. I know your brother and I did. Super 8 or Ultra 8 Brothers Super, something like that. But I noticed that there's now an Ultraman that at some point was made that has everything happening on the U.S. West Coast. And I never knew they'd ever made anything here. I knew they made the one that was in Australia, which was Ultraman Towards the Future. I remember having that on, I can't think of what it's called, but the movie format that was made for CDs, which didn't go anywhere, of course. It was like $20 to buy the Amazon show. So I'm not going to do it now because I don't have $20 of my fun money to spend on that, but I think at some point I will pick it up and check it out just because I'm curious, since I'm pretty confident they didn't film anything here. I'm kind of curious to see what Japan does for, the west coast of the U.S. in a show. Enjoy the lo-fi with us. Yes, absolutely. Oh, wait. My phone just blinked. What just happened? Okay, a shopper has finally been assigned. That's a good start. That's a good start. That's not the alert that I saw. That was a different alert. What's going on? Oh. Speaking of fun money, my credit union account balance is below my alert level, which is $20. I'm at $17 at the moment. It's because I got everything sitting in PayPal for when Miyu goes to the vet so that I wouldn't spend it. It's in the PayPal savings account. That way it's there and ready for Miyu. You're relaxing for a bit again because first round of Might All wore off, so waiting for a new round to kick in. Perfectly understandable. See, I think, based upon the way the picture looks, I'm actually really supposed to just be airbrushing all of this, not leaving any space around this. And since it's the same color as the spikes, I'm hoping it's not going to matter if I just go over the spikes. I guess we'll find out in the final grading, but hopefully. I'll have to come back with a finer brush to try and do those edges. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to me that Prime Video has, I think, every single Ultraman thing, even those that haven't been released on disc over here yet. Because like the couple anniversary movies, the one I was talking about I was watching earlier, as well as what is it called, Ultraman Saga, which was another anniversary movie that I don't think is on disc. I haven't specifically checked for that one. I know the Super 8 Brothers one isn't. But both of those are available through Prime Video as well. It's like, I'd kind of like to have everything because I'm still in my slow-going binge of Ultraman that I've been doing for a couple years now, of every Ultraman series. Although I did give up on the one thing I was doing. Every time I finished a series, I was buying the vinyl figure for that particular version of Ultraman, but I decided that, one, I just don't have the space to display them all, so there was no point for it. And second, you couldn't do anything dynamic with them. They're kind of like the old Kenner action figures, where the arms lift up and down, and the legs, you can put forward and back, but there's no other articulation to it, so they're just stiff-armed and stiff-legged everywhere. I decided, what's the point if I can't set them up in neat action poses? And while there are some that are similar to like the Bloodborne, Figma, and all that are fully articulated, the ones for Ultraman, the few that there are like that, are super expensive. Like $80-$90 a piece. And it's like, nope. I don't have that kind of money. This is going to take a while, especially since I want an even coat. Your house flipping? Just out of curiosity, how do you feel about this remastered House Flipper 1 that they've released when they haven't even really released much of anything for House Flipper 2 yet? Exactly. What's the point? There wasn't that. There wasn't really anything to improve upon that much visually with the first House Flipper. So why do it other than to try and just grab a bit more money in the most pointless way possible? Let's keep racing. Yeah, I know. I've been waiting on that Pets DLC forever. Now, on the other hand, I wasn't going to buy Power Wash Simulator 2 because I saw no point since I haven't finished Power Wash Simulator 1 yet. I keep wanting to use that for chill streams like this too, and I will. But I saw the Star Wars DLC they're releasing for next month, and of course, that speaks to my soul, so I will be getting that. Well, I should say, maybe I'll be getting that. Depends upon how the budget works out, but... Oop, another text. Okay, the shopper who picked up my order must have been fairly close to begin with because they're already at the store. Oh, hello, Masaki. You came back. You're being very cute and adorable. Too bad I don't have a camera to point at you. She's lying on her back on the floor, squirming around. Which is very, very cute. She's making little squirming noises, too. But if my foot goes near her, she attacks my foot. So, much as I want to play with her with my foot, I don't feel like having my foot clawed up. My chest is still recovering from attempting to trim her nails the other day, when she went full jackrabbit on my bare chest with her unclipped claws. And now my poor chest is a shredded semi-mess. I'm happy to say that the portion of my pinky that I accidentally cut off when I was peeling potatoes a couple weekends ago has healed enough now that I don't have to keep a Band-Aid on it. I can just keep putting disinfectant on it and leaving it exposed, which will help it to heal faster. Now see, there's a feature here they're missing that I wish they had, which is if I were doing this in real life, I would cut some masking tape around the portion that I don't want to airbrush, and that would make this go a lot faster because I wouldn't have to worry about the edges I would have tape cut to follow the contour here, and then I could just base it without worry. I would not be doing something this small. Yay, for not losing a finger, right? I'm kind of tempted to take a picture and post, though, to show the fact that not only did I cut off part of the tip of my finger, although not nearly as much as it seemed on the day, but I not only cut part of the finger off, I cut right through the fingernail. And you can see exactly where the cut went all the way through. It's like, whoa, wow. Which also goes to show just how incredibly sharp that, quote, safety peeler really is. Because it's not like I applied much in the way of force. It just happened to glide along that smoothly because it was so sharp that whack. God, you wish you could use these magic tools in real life, right? Right? I wouldn't have any crises if we could do that. Of course, hopefully now the crises, the real crises, are all over. Speaking of which, as you work your way towards your hope of having everything set for a July 4th get-together, let me know if there's something I can do to help. I mean, I don't have a lot of stamina. Again, I can't stand up for very long or anything, but I'm going to hold bags. I'm going to come over and stand as I can to try and pick stuff up or dust or mop the floor or whatever I can do. I could bring my cordless stick vacuum over and go over stuff. Oh, what time is it? 9:56. I know my shopper is only starting to shop, so I don't technically have to stop yet, but I think I'll wrap it up here shortly. As soon as I finish this first pass on the tail stripe color here. And then next time we do this, next week, I'll come prepared with some more topics other than just games. This morning I ended up talking all the game stuff before we started the stream, or before we started the model builder, and actually that wasn't my original intent. I was going to talk games during it, but I used up everything I wanted to talk about before we actually opened the game. You need to get a little more practice in remembering not to do that. Although I wanted to show the trailer, so that part of it was kind of unavoidable, but... Are you... Let you know if one need help. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, how are we doing on this? Again, this is the first pass. I'll come back for a second pass next time. I'm probably doing more than it really needs me to, but my pride is at stake. Even if it's just a game, I want to do a good job. Make sure I don't have these unfinished edges and stuff like these. But I want to come back with a finer nozzle spray for that. I wonder if Winter is actually streaming his Dune stuff this morning. If so, we might throw a raid his direction. I keep forgetting to raid when I end streams. Even though I don't have a lot of people, it's still nice to take anybody who's around over to the different streamers. He is streaming? Okay, cool, thanks. Okay. Short of doing the full second coat and working on these edges, I think we are done for now. Again, I don't know that the game expects me to be ultra precise like I would be in real life, but since this was technically a higher difficulty level, we'd been on 1, all of a sudden this one is 4. I'm going to pretend that it's looking for more detail, even if it's not. Oh, Misaki. I don't know if you can hear him yelling down here. She is now, after failing to get my attention with her writhing on the floor, she is now going back and forth between my legs and around my feet, meowing at me. But for now, we are going to exit and save. Let's save on our current career. You cannot hear the baby. Yeah, that's the thing with the directional mic. It's doing what it's... Don't chew on the plastic. Having failed to get my attention, she's trying to eat my static bags. Don't eat the static bags. What's wrong with you? I'll never understand what these cats find tasty. But okay, on that note, let's wrap this up and throw a raid over winter. And I will be back. Oh god, there's an ad playing. No, I didn't want there to be an ad break. Okay, well, I'm just going to sit here for a moment because there's no point in going through everything that's going to change. Well, or not change, but coming up when it's waiting. So let's take a second and I can double check while I'm at it. Okay. Oh. I'll go back to the just chatting screen while we wait. And it was a good time today. I was talking about this in the Discord, and if you're in the Discord, you might want to check it out. But I was talking about this morning that I'm still struggling with whether I want to split my time between morning streams and evening streams or not. I prefer morning streams. I have more energy. I have more focus. Because I haven't worn out my energy for the day. But there tends to be a lot less engagement, usually in mornings than in evenings. And I'm just not certain where I lie yet. If I want to have less engagement and more energy, or if I want to have more engagement, because I do all this for the social time. I mean, there are people who support me, with subs and all that, and I'm very appreciative of those things. But I do it more for the social. So, hey, well, zoned out like crazy, and suddenly the stream is over by the time I realized you went live. That's how it goes some days. You can hang around. You can be here for the throw over to Winterheart. Was currently playing Dune. I will be back tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Central Daylight Time. If you want it in your time, go into the Discord under schedule, and my schedule is up there in the macro that will show you in your particular time zone, or whatever your Discord is set to for time zone. Next week, the plan is Sunday to play more Stellar Blade in the evening, and then there will be Mudslide Monday. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for Mudslide Monday, because tomorrow night I'm going to be playing the rest of the Mortal Shell 2 beta, hopefully. The next Wednesday morning, we'll be continuing with the chill streams with Model Builder, and I might even add another morning stream next week. It just depends upon how I feel. But play something with you. Play something with you when? What day? What time? Monday? For Mudslide Monday? We could do that. We haven't done Fortnite in ages, or we have other stuff we could do. Can't do Fast Food Simulator, though, because we have to do that with Yuzu. Yuzu would be very disappointed if he got left out of that. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this. I'm going to throw everyone over to Winter, who is playing Dune Awakening. And he can tell you all sorts of stuff about Dune. He's a very intelligent guy with a very mellow voice, who does a much better job of narrating as he goes than I do. So I'm more than happy to pass people off. Thank you to everyone who joined me. Whoops. Just whacked the mic. Sorry about that. Thank you to everyone who joined me today. And I will see you tomorrow night. In the meantime, let's see if I can remember how you raid someone, because I haven't done this in like a year. And it's not helping that Winter is not showing up for me. Why there we go. Okay, so I will go to the Be Right Back screen, or not Be Right Back, the ending screen, and then we'll raid out from there. So, thank you again, everybody, and I will see you later on.